What if I told you the fear of breaking a mirror started because ancient cultures believed your reflection held your soul? And that smashing a mirror back then was like losing a piece of yourself? Prepare to discover the utterly wild and often terrifying origins of how 7 years of bad luck became one of the most persistent superstitions in human history. It's that heart-stopping moment. You hear the crash, the tinkle of glass, and you just know a mirror has shattered. And even if you don't really believe it, a tiny voice in your head whispers, "Uh-oh, 7 years of bad luck." We all flinch, right? But why 7 years? Why not 5 or 10? And why does a simple piece of reflective glass hold such power over us? Today, we're opening the superstition vault to uncover the hidden history behind this ancient fear. We're going to journey back thousands of years through ancient civilizations, medieval workshops, and Renaissance courts to find out exactly why we're so terrified of broken glass. The story is stranger, more practical, and way more fascinating than you might think. So, get ready for some bizarre twists and surprising truths. To understand this superstition, we have to travel way back, long before glass mirrors even existed. Our journey begins with the ancient Romans. For them, a reflection wasn't just a trick of light. They used polished stones, bronze, or even still water to see themselves, and they believed what they saw was a direct window into their soul. Your reflection was a part of your very essence, a spiritual twin living in another world. So, imagine the horror of seeing that reflection distorted or, even worse, shattered. If your reflection was your soul, then damaging it meant you were directly harming your own spirit, inviting sickness, misfortune, or even death. This wasn't just about vanity, it was about life and death. A deep-seated fear connected to the fragility of human existence and the belief that fate was a powerful, unyielding force you did not want to mess with. Breaking a mirror wasn't just an accident. It was a terrible omen, a sign that you had somehow offended the gods and your very soul was now vulnerable. Now let's fast forward a bit. As we move from ancient times into the Middle Ages, the technology of mirrors starts to change dramatically. The Romans had primitive glass mirrors, but it was in 15th century Venice that mirror-making became a true art form. Venetian artisans perfected a technique for creating crystal-clear, silver-backed glass mirrors. These weren't the cheap things we hang in our bathrooms today. They were incredibly expensive, rare objects of luxury that only the wealthiest nobles and merchants could afford. A single mirror could cost more than a servant's annual salary, sometimes as much as a small ship. Owning one was a massive status symbol. Because they were so valuable, they were often associated with good fortune and prosperity. A pristine mirror in your home was a sign that you were blessed. But given their price and extreme fragility, breaking one was a financial disaster. It wasn't just bad luck, it was a legitimate catastrophe that could set a family back significantly. This practical, economic reality started to merge with the older, more mystical beliefs about the soul. The idea that breaking a mirror brought misfortune now had a very real-world, financial component. So we have the soul-stealing part from the Romans and the financial disaster part from the Renaissance. But where does the number 7 come from? Why a 7-year sentence? This is where things get really interesting, because a few different theories all seem to converge. One of the most popular ideas comes straight from the ancient Romans again. They had a belief that the human body physically and spiritually regenerated itself every 7 years. Life was thought to move in 7-year cycles, so if you damaged your soul by breaking a mirror, you were essentially stuck with that damaged, unlucky soul until your body naturally renewed itself. 7 years was the time it took for you to become a new person and escape the curse. This idea also finds echoes in other traditions. The number 7 has always held a special, almost magical significance across many cultures and religions. Think about it. 7 days of creation, 7 deadly sins, 7 wonders of the ancient world. The number just feels important, biblical, and astrologically significant. It lends a weight and a sense of ancient authority to the punishment. So, when you combine the Roman belief in 7-year life cycles with the sheer financial pain of breaking an expensive Venetian mirror, you get the perfect recipe for a superstition that sticks. The 7-year curse was a powerful combination of spiritual fear and economic anxiety, all wrapped up in a number that felt cosmically significant. So here we are. in the 21st century. We have smartphones with selfie cameras, cars with rear-view mirrors, and cheap, mass-produced mirrors in every home. We live in a world of science and technology, and most of us would say we don't really believe in curses. And yet, the superstition lingers. When a mirror breaks, that little jolt of fear is still there. Why? Psychologists have a few ideas. Superstitions like this give us a sense of control in an unpredictable world. When something bad happens, like losing a job or getting sick, blaming it on a broken mirror from 2 years ago can be strangely comforting. It provides a simple, external cause for our misfortune, rather than forcing us to confront complex or random events we can't control. It's a cognitive shortcut. We hold on to these old beliefs because they're ingrained in our culture, passed down from generation to generation. Even if our rational brain knows it's nonsense, the emotional part of our brain, the part that learned the rule as a child, still reacts. It's a fascinating glimpse into how our minds work, balancing logic with ancient, irrational fears. So the next time you see a broken mirror, maybe you'll think less about the bad luck and more about the incredible journey this idea has taken through human history. From soulful reflections in a Roman pond to the high-stakes world of Venetian glassmakers. It makes you wonder, what other everyday beliefs are hiding similarly wild and surprising backstories? Thanks so much for watching and diving into this piece of history with me. If you enjoyed this, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the strange origins of the things we take for granted. Let me know in the comments what other superstitions you want me to investigate next. See you in the next one.